on, guys, and today we'll be doing my playoff prediction for the Milwaukee Bucks versus Boston Celtics. And if you guys are curious for who's my choice, I do this at the end of the video so you can skip ahead to the end of the video. And I will break down both sides of this right now. I have all the notes and stuff on my notebook right here. Let's get right into it and let's talk about it. I want to hear, before we start today's video, first I want to hear you smack that like and subscribe button. But I want to hear in the comment section, who do you expect to win, the Milwaukee Bucks or the Boston Celtics? But as a huge Celtics fan, I should grab my Scalabrine jersey. But either way, I'm not biased. I'm actually a Timberwolves, Wizards, Magic fan. Celtics far fourth. So this is all unbiased. Let's get right into it. I want to hear you think will win this and in how many games. I think it'll be a 6-game series, 5 at the very least, but I think it'll be a 6-game. But let's get right into it. The Boston Celtics have no injuries that you have to worry about, while the Milwaukee Bucks, George Hill was out of the last game, and Khris Middleton has been out as well. George Hill being out, not as big of a factor as Khris Middleton, but Khris Middleton being out has led to Bobby Portis being, arguably the small forward for this team. But let's talk about the Boston Celtics. This is a team that, if you looked against, the Nets, they went with arguably an 8-man rotation with a little bit of a 9th-man rotation. They run Peyton Pritchard as the microwave off the bench if they ever need him to score. And if he is cold, they don't play him much. If he's hot, they play him more. But it's really Derek White as the backup point guard for Marcus Smart. And he also comes in if they need, if they want to run Smart and White, and Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and either Tice or Horford or Robert Williams. And with Robert Williams coming back from this injury, Robert Williams is a god. Robert Williams comes in, blocks shots, grabs rebounds, and is just a presence. Then you have the small ball forward, small ball 5, and Grant Williams, who can stretch the floor. He's a menace from 3. He's a guy who's going to hustle for you, and he can come in for either Brown or Tatum or even Horford or Tice, depending on that. And I like the Horford-Tice starting because Horford can stretch the floor. Tice is more of the grinder. He'll grab rebounds, and it works really well. Now, when you look at this lineup, you'll have Al Horford most likely facing, it's interesting to think because you probably will see him facing Brook Lopez, and I think they'll have Robert Williams out there trying to stop Giannis. But at the same time, do you go and put Grant Williams out there? Giannis is the biggest question mark, because do you put Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum? Because I think the rest of the roster, Marcus Smart takes out Jrue Holiday. That's fine. Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, and when Khris Middleton comes back, I think Jrue Holiday, Wes Matthews, Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, and Javon Carter are going to be shut down by a combination of Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Grant Williams. I think they'll shut down all those guys. And I think Khris Middleton will also be shut down by the aforementioned guys of Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, Grant Williams. Now, the job will come down to who will shut down Giannis Antetokounmpo, because I think Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez, Daniel Tice, Robert Williams, Al Horford, and Grant Williams, and arguably Jason Tatum as well, are more than enough. Now, Giannis will be the X factor, as he always is, for the Milwaukee Bucks. And Giannis is someone that we could admit that is phenomenal. But let's pull up Giannis Antetokounmpo's stats this year against the Boston Celtics and to see what he was able to average, okay? And I think that will give us a good idea of what he did. So in 3 games, he averaged 54% almost from the field, actually 53% from the field, and he averaged 28 points a night with about a steal, a block, 4 assists, and 10 rebounds, which for the season, this is a guy who averaged 11 rebounds a night, 29 points, and it looks like he actually was worse. He wasn't his best self against the Boston Celtics. So the Boston Celtics right here, what they will have to do to limit, in my opinion, Giannis Antetokounmpo or the Milwaukee Bucks in general, is take everybody out of the game. And the reason I say this is, look, the Boston Celtics have an offensive rating, the 7th best offensive rating of 114.4. They score about 111.8 points per game while only allowing 104.5 points per game. While the Milwaukee Bucks score 115 points per game while allowing 112. So right there, the Milwaukee Bucks are a better offensive team while the Celtics are a better defensive team. But the thing you see right here is the Milwaukee Bucks give up, 112 points a night the Celtics score about 111.8. So 112.1 for the Bucks is the amount of points they give up a night. 111.8 points per night is how many the Celtics score regularly. So the Celtics score just the same amount of points that the Bucks give up on a nightly basis. Now, the Celtics only give up 104.5 points a night, while, the Bucks give up 115. And the Celtics have the 7.5 plus net rating, which is the second best in the league, while the Bucks have the 8th best in the league with 3.5. So right there, I think you're looking at this, and if you look at the defensive ratings, the defensive rating of, the Boston Celtics is 106.9, while and ranked second, while the 14th best defensive rating goes to the Bucks for 111.8. So if you're looking at the stats right here, defensively, the Celtics are head and toes so far ahead of the Bucks, and offensively, they're not far behind. Like, they have the 7th best offense, okay, while also having the 2nd best defense. 2 top 10 stats, arguably. While the Bucks, yes, they have a top 5 offense, but they have arguably the 12th or 13th best defense in the league. So I don't think the Bucks can stop. And I'm taking 6 games, the Boston Celtics winning this series. What do you guys think? Let me hear your thoughts.